Today I'm turning average LEGO sets into crazy water parks with giant water slides, pools, and other crazy attractions. But why am I doing this? Well, these are 4 LEGO characters that each want to build their own water park for all of these guests that have to sit in the hot sun. So they each picked one LEGO set to build their water park in, and whichever's park is the best at the end wins. Our first competitor is Dave the Deer, and he chose to build his water park in the medieval castle. Now, I bought a ton of LEGO water slides that we're going to be using throughout all of the water parks. I might have bought a little too many. But Dave wants to start by building an entrance to his water park. So we brought in this castle frame, and I got some pieces to make it look a little bit cooler. I started by adding these castle things on the top. I don't know what they're called. Then I added a flag on each side. I added a palm tree to make it a little more tropical. I added some leaves and vines on the side of it. And I finished it off with a knight keeping watch over the entrance. And now with it finished, people can enter the castle water park. Now we need to start building a pool. So I got a white base to start building the first pool. I bought a bunch of transparent blue tile pieces to be the water, and I placed them on the base to fill up the pool. Now it's looking more like a pool. I added some white tile pieces around it to make it look better. I added some blue studs to make the water look better. And now we're finished with our first pool. And now minifigures can swim in it. I put the pool in front of the castle. And now I think we should start building our first water slide. I started by getting all these yellow slide pieces. And I took some pieces off of this tower to attach the water slide. I built the water slide all the way down to the pool. And with that, our first water slide of the video is done. Minifigures are able to ride down it all the way into the pool. At least most of the time. But does Dave the Deer care about safety? Not really. But I promise you, the water slides are gonna get a lot cooler throughout the video. Now I want the castle water park to be a little bit more tropical. So I'm gonna be using these palm tree pieces to do that. I attached them throughout the entire castle, and now it gives the castle more of a tropical vibe. It's time we build the second water slide. And I'll be using this tube slide. I attached it to the top of the castle, and then I attached it to the pool at the bottom. And with that, our second water slide is finished. Minifigures can ride it all the way down to the pool. Now there's one more water slide I want to build for the castle, but before we do that, the park needs food, or else people will starve. So I started with the base for a food stand. I attached some walls on the side, a roof on the top, some lava, and a chicken. Yep, I built a lava chicken restaurant.
Lava. Chicken.
I attached a palm tree and some leaves to make it a little more tropical, and now our lava chicken restaurant is done. I put it off to the side so now people can get lava chicken if they're hungry.
Lava.
Now it's time for the final water slide. I'm gonna have it coming down the other side of the castle. I attached it at the top, and I had it wrap around this other tower. And at the bottom I got a second pool and put some water in. Now the third and final water slide of the castle is done, which means Dave's castle water park is completely finished. People can enter the park now and ride the water slides, get some lava chicken, and hang out and have a fun time. But now our second competitor, Captain Green, was ready to build his water park. And the LEGO set he picked is the Avengers Tower. I also forgot to mention, whoever's water park is the best gets this diamond play button that I might have stolen from Unspeakable. Don't tell him. But maybe you could help us get our own diamond play button before Unspeakable hunts me down. The first thing we need to do with the Avengers Tower is clean off some of the minifigures. Alright, much better. Next, Captain Green brought in this cool Avengers logo, and I added a palm tree and some leaves to it. And now you can pass by it when you enter the park. Captain Green wanted to work on the first water slide, and it's gonna be a spiral water slide going all the way down. I added the first piece of the slide, and I built the rest of it all the way down to this pool that I might have stolen from Dave the Deer's park. And now this spiral water slide is done. It's super tall, and it works. I also added a table and a chair next to the pool for people to relax. Before we go on to more water slides, I want to add some more palm trees. I added them throughout the Avengers Tower, and now it looks more tropical. At the top, I want a water slide that goes into a rooftop pool. So I got this base for the pool, I added the transparent blue tiles, and then I removed this part so I can put in the pool. I added blue water studs. And now we have a rooftop pool, but I also want a water slide going into it. So I used some blue and pink pieces to build the water slide. And when you use it, it spills the water studs everywhere. But the rooftop pool and water slide are done. Before we go on to the last water slide, we need food. So Captain Green made some space to put a hot dog stand. I built it up and it's looking pretty good, but it's missing one thing. A chef. So So Captain Green brought in Thor, gave him chef clothes, and now he's ready to serve up hot dogs to guests.
Another.
Captain Green brought in some tube pieces for the last water slide. It just wasn't enough, so I got the rest of it. I attached the first piece at the top, I clipped the parts together, attached it to some of the clear parts on the Avengers Tower, and at the bottom I added a pool. Which means we now have this giant tube slide going all the way down the Avengers Tower, which minifigures are able to ride all the way down to the bottom. I got a bunch of leaf pieces to put around the Avengers Tower just to make it look a little bit cooler, and with that, the Avengers Tower water park is finished. And now guests can come and have a fun time on all the water slides. But with this water park being finished, Jeffrey knew it was his turn to build his water park. And the Lego set he picked is the Millennium Falcon, the 5th biggest Lego set of all time. The first thing I did was grab this smaller Millennium Falcon, and I ripped parts of it off to build an entrance. I added a palm tree and some plants to give it extra detail. And now we have an entrance to the Millennium Falcon water park. Now Jeff wants to build his first water slide, and we're gonna build it right up here. I attached the first water slide piece, and then I attached the rest of it, which goes all the way down into this pool. And that is our first water slide on the Millennium Falcon done. Now there's one thing this set needs to be called a water park. More palm trees. I attached palm trees all over the Millennium Falcon. I also added plant pieces throughout the entire set, which makes the set look a lot more tropical. Jeff now wants to build 2 water slides at the front of the Millennium Falcon. So I got these yellow slide pieces and attached them to the front. And we're gonna be using this giant base plate as a giant pool. I used tile pieces to build the edges of the pool, and I used a bunch of studs for the water. Now we have this giant pool with 2 water slides going into it. Now the next thing we need is food. So I got this burger stand, and I have Han Solo cooking up the burgers. On the Millennium Falcon, I added these water pieces for a splash pad, so people can run around and play in the water. Now it's time to work on the bigger water slides. First, I had to remove this entire middle section of the Millennium Falcon. I also had to remove these parts on the side so I could put in 2 pools. I also added this really tall tower where all of the water slides are gonna go. I have a total of 3 water slides going on the top. The first water slide goes into the side pool, and the other 2 go into the middle pool. And with that, we have 3 water slides on top of the Millennium Falcon, which means we are finished with the Millennium Falcon water park. But that means it's time for our final competitor, Levi, to build his water park. And he picked the Eiffel Tower, the 2nd biggest Lego set. It's also so tall it barely fits in my room. So we're gonna be building this water park outside. The first thing Levi wants to do is build a pool at the bottom. So we had to remove some of the trees and lamps to make room. Much better. I grabbed a pool and put it in the middle. Now we have a pool, but Levi also wants a water slide going into it. So I grabbed our water slide pieces and built it starting from up here. And this spiral water slide goes all the way down into the pool. Levi wants to make this the best water park, so he wants to go straight on to another pool and water slide. But this pool hangs off the edge of the Eiffel Tower, and the water slide going into it will start up here. Now we have a water slide that goes into a pool hanging off the edge. Before we go into more water slides, we need to make this set look a little more tropical. So I got all our plant pieces and placed them all over the Eiffel Tower. I also got our palm trees and placed them around as well, which makes this Eiffel Tower look really cool. Levi now wants to build racing water slides on this side of the Eiffel Tower. I grabbed another pool, and I also got 3 racing water slides. I attached them to the Eiffel Tower and to the pool. Now we just gotta make sure these slides work, and yep, minifigures can now race each other on these slides. Now before we go on to the giant drop water slide, we obviously need food. So I brought in 2 food trucks for the park, a slushy van, and Levi's own hot dog truck. Because the water park has everything we need, it's time to go on to the biggest water slide of the entire video, the drop water slide at the very top. I first removed the top of the Eiffel Tower and added this thing. You first open this door up, put a minifigure in, close it, and you pull this to drop the minifigure down the slide. Except, we don't have a slide yet. Good thing I have all these extra slide pieces. I started by connecting them to the top part. I then wrapped it around the Eiffel Tower, all the way down to this pool. And now, the biggest water slide of this entire video is finished. We can put Levi into the chamber and drop him all the way down. And with that water slide being done, Levi's Eiffel Tower water park is finished. So now guests can come to his water park and have a great time in all the attractions. So, out of our 4 competitors, comment down below who you think built the best water park. And whoever you guys think did the best will get the diamond play button.